We. Boom, 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 boom. Boom, 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 boom. Yeah, yeah. So we're live everywhere right now, ladies and gentlemen. We're live everywhere except for Instagram. Let me go ahead and get live on Instagram right quick. Let me get live on Instagram. On the grams. Instagram plus go live. How to tell them. That's right. What up, Charlena? There we go. Let's go ahead and go live now. Let's go live, 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 live. Live, live now. What up, Anna? What up, Keisha? So listen, we're live on that is kind of dark over there, isn't it? I'm kind of really warm over there. I don't want to do that. Let's brighten it up a little bit. There we go. That's a little better. So we're live everywhere right now. What up, RJ? What up, Tammy? Slugs, what's happening, y'all? Listen, we're live on Twitch. All roads I think are gonna leave. I was about to give up. No, you wasn't. I think we're gonna what up, Sherry? What up, Lynn? What up, Juicy? I think we're gonna go to Twitch, y'all. I think we're gonna go to Twitch to have this conversation. Please double tap the screen. Everybody knows what my Twitch is. It is I am IC Green. Most of y'all have been on there already, so but we're live on YouTube, so I'll keep it on YouTube and I'll keep it on both of those. What up, Desiree? Or Desire, I'm sorry. And what's up? We got Anns all over the place. Amelia, what's happening? What's up, everybody? Mm-hmm. So the conversation tonight is how do you tell them? You guys voted on it by 38%. 38%. Everything else came in 33%. I didn't know which way y'all was gonna go. What's up, Joyce? I had no idea which way y'all was gonna try to take it. You know what I'm saying? The conversation. So it is what it is. It is what it is. And don't be giving up on me. Talking about she's about to give up. Everybody, what's up? Keep tapping the screen wherever you're at. Desire, make sure y'all share the live out to anybody y'all want to hear it. So we're gonna have a conversation tonight, man. This is I think our third or fourth one. Yeah, the topic tonight is how do you tell them? How do you tell them, Desire? How do you tell them? What up, TKL? What up, Stacy? WAP, what up? Foxy, I see you. Lynn, what's happening? How do you tell them, y'all? Think about that for a minute. How do you tell them? And this is it's really a general topic, you know what I mean? But it's just really trippy, you know what I'm saying? Because, you know, Cicely, what's up? Or Celie. Okay, that's it. All right. Exactly, Foxy. Foxy said, tell them what? Like, how do you tell them? You know, we're going to go over a couple different things. You know what I'm saying? We'll talk about a couple scenarios or whatnot to discuss how you tell them. What up, Vicky? I see you. Yep, she got you, Nuru. Crystal, what up? Sassy, what's happening? How do you tell them? So right now, what up, Dre? Right now, I'm giving people enough time to come in and join the live. So a couple places y'all can see this conversation. I'm going to keep TikTok open tonight. I know people were like, no. TikTok, Twitch, and YouTube. Some people will dial in from Facebook, but I'm just going to keep those three. I know some people like the look of it on different ones. You know what I mean? Different platforms give off a different vibe. What up, Louise? Juicy, what'd you just say? Juicy said, thank you for prayers of the night. Surgery went well. That's what's up. Very sore. Was in the gym this morning. Take your time, man. Ain't no rush. What's up, Michelle? Take your time. There's no rush. Yeah. Keisha said to just say it. Holly said straight and to the point. Natural said, tell it like it is. Man, y'all are something else. Y'all are something else. All right, we're just going to get started because we did start a little bit late. Just straight up say what you got to say. No beating around the bush. I saved you on that one, Yolanda, because you said breathing around the bush. I was like, breathing around the bush. Was she? Don't give up, Foxy. You all right. So yeah, man. So I was having a conversation with a friend of mine recently, and you know, the relationships that you foster with people are very important. One of the main things is, how do you communicate with the person that you're with? Of course, we know in the beginning, everybody's a sweetheart, aren't they? Woo! Everybody's a sweetheart in the beginning. It's funny. The conversation and the way you communicate is baby this, sweetheart that, sugar this, bae, all that. Everybody is the sweetest person you can ever imagine. But when there are things that go on that need to be discussed, like real issues and real concerns, how do you tell them? How do you communicate with the person that you care about? Has the allure worn off? Yeah, Crystal said she had to have a hard combo with her dad about him relapsing. I can only imagine. You know what I mean? So again, speaking to a friend of mine the other day, and she's kind of seeing this guy, not her guy, you know what I'm saying? But he's a friend. She's single, might as well have friends, right? And they've been hot and steamy before, but there's always been an asterisk next to it. Ladies, do you have a I'm not going to ask that, but I'm sure, ladies, that there's somebody in your past that you put an asterisk by their name when it comes to, how you guys used to deal with each other or manage. What up, Rocio? That there's something that something just ain't all the way right. And that you try to chill out. You try to be, Juicy said, I'm open from the jump. Yeah, that's different. It's different. You may be open, but the other person may not be. Yolanda said you got to be yourself from day one. Again, that's such a general way to respond, to say you have to be yourself, like from day one. You being you has nothing to do with them being them, other than the way they respond to you being you. That's it. Because they could still be, not themselves. We talked about that in the last conversation about, your representative and all that kind of stuff. But when I'm thinking about this, right, when I'm thinking about how do you tell somebody something, and Foxy said, take it or leave it. Y'all know y'all ain't that hard. I swear y'all hard. That desire, I think the communication should be on a good note so it can be easy to talk to each other. That's all you're really trying to maintain, right? For those of you who are like, I just tell it like it is and da-da-da, I'm sure y'all rub a lot of people the wrong way. That tell it like a TI is and all that. You have to, I speak to people like I care about them. You know what I mean? I just speak to people like I care about them. Like I care about the outcome of what I say to you. So I think about stuff a lot. You know what I mean? Remember that tip I gave y'all the other day when somebody asked you a question that you have to say, hey, how long did you think about it? So I'd have the same amount of time to kind of, or half the time to kind of dig into it. You know what I'm saying? Remember that? I thought that was a useful tool for you. You know what I mean? What up, Ness? I thought it was a useful tool for you to say, give me a minute to think about it just as long as you thought about it. Or at least half the time. Because we're supposed to communicate with the people that we care about like we care about them. And I think that when you've gone through stuff with people that we don't care how we say what we say. Chigana, I don't really talk from a place of trying to tear you down or trying to, you know what I'm saying? I don't even get angry like that. You know what I'm saying? That's not in my MO. I realize that me being angry at you for you not understanding is wrong. It's wrong for me to get mad at you for you not understanding something. Ms. Duvall said, tell yourself you don't know what a person's gone through before they get to you. That's kind of the thing, right? You know what I'm saying? Like the thing is understanding who you're talking to, what you want. I'm a person that pays attention to how you responded in the past, but what I want from you in the future, and what I want the outcome to be. Man, it's been a minute. Good to see you, Ness. And what I want the outcome to be. I have to remember that my reason for saying whatever I'm saying to you is because I want a good outcome. I want the results to matter. I want you to receive the message. So, young lady, she's with her friend. You know, they're about to get hot and heavy. They're kissing and all that. Everybody's getting, you know, all their clothes off and whatnot. And, you know, he gets naked and she smells him and she's like, you know, and she doesn't say it right away. She's trying to manage the moment. You know what I'm saying? And in the interim of that, she has to tell him, pump the brakes, something's off. You know what I mean? I'm sure y'all have been in a position where you got to understand now, this is one of the most vulnerable positions most people are going to be in, is when they're naked, completely naked, and something's wrong. You remember Biggie said it. He said, unless it smells like sanitation. Remember that? That's a real thing. And how you communicate about that. What up, Angel? I know, Ness, but that's the situation. And what it is, and I'm saying this to you because this is a upstanding gentleman, clean person in terms of, you know, presentation and everything. But our biology works like this. If we as men are dipping into a lot of different lakes, so to speak, we come out smelling like those lakes internally and then externally. So she had to tell him, like, yo, something's off and I'm not rocking like that. Now, for most people, I want y'all to know something. The most fragile person y'all gonna meet on this planet is a man. A man in his ego. The most fragile of us is when you say something to us. What up, Rose? When you say something to us that should be taken with understanding and knowing that it's coming from a place of love, it's a difficult place for you all to say very real things to us. I'm gonna be honest with you. That's why I tell people, handle me with care, y'all. What up, God Squad? I say handle me with care. I'll make it easy for you. Just don't allow the ghosts of relationships past to navigate you with me. That's it. And I won't do the same to you. Yeah, Chuck, I see you. Y'all hear me? Don't let the ghosts of relationships past navigate you in the relationship that we're presently in. You know what I'm saying? So at the point of her telling him, he was like, the first thing, so ladies, let me navigate y'all through how this works. First thing is no, you can't tell him to go just take a shower, because now it's again, because a man's ego is so shallow, it is looked at as you coming for them. You know what I'm saying? Like, you trying me now. Like you saying I'm giving off a smell and I got this thing going on with me biologically and I don't know what's going on with me. You know what I'm saying? Like, how you gonna tell? You know, it's one of those. Y'all know that. Y'all do know that. He may not say it out loud, but that's what he thinking to himself. And he actually said something to that point, like, yo, you getting beside yourself. How difficult is it when it comes to communicating that a person doesn't hear you say something that may save their lives? That's why you have to manage some of the things that you do, because you need people to take you seriously when you need them to take you seriously. You know what I mean? A lot of times we get into a conversation and people throw it off to the side because of the way we communicated with them in the past, that they don't take us seriously. So when you say something that's very real, man, go on, man, you tripping, girl. Y'all don't believe me? Go tell somebody their breath stink. Their first reaction is not to go brush their teeth, what up, Sela, or to get a piece of gum from you or something, they in denial. That ain't my breath. That's your breath. You know, that's a cool way, Carrie. I see you. Carrie said, ask what his favorite cologne is without knowing. I'm telling y'all, it's not about his cologne. Y'all got to remember, we all come with a body odor that is represented by the people who have been within that space. You know what I'm saying? Bath and Body Works can't wipe off your actual smell. Y'all do know that, right? This is not an external thing. This is that internal thing that we were talking about. So when you lay down with somebody, you take on their pH, you take on their that chemical, that exchange. That's right, Keisha. He has a problem not wanting to hear what she had to say, his big ego. But I'm telling y'all, based off of how you communicate with them in the past, that's how it kind of translates going forward, is that you can't say that to me. Like, who do you think you are type deal. You know what I'm saying? Like, and you have to be open to that criticism, but you also have to respect. If you respect, you got to look at who the messenger is. Here they are. Listen, I'm gonna tell y'all the irony of it all. What up, girl, Nexus? They are naked in the bed, and she stops to bring this awareness. Yeah, Holly, they had been together before, so she would recognize that there was a difference. Now, it has been far and in between, but she's very in tune with her physical, the way she is physically. It's hard to have. First off, let me tell y'all this. Most times when y'all have a BO conversation with somebody, they're in denial. Partly because most people can't smell themselves, but secondly, nobody wants to be called stank or dirty or funky. Nobody wants that in. You know what I mean? Yep, STIs have smells too. Yep. So bacteria stinks. I don't know if y'all know that. Bacteria stinks. Yeah, that's how y'all know when y'all got a bacteria infection. Yeah, you can smell it. It's like, eh. So in that conversation, he took offense to it. Told her she was getting beside herself, and it started going other places, like, ain't no other woman said, you know what I'm saying? And nobody else done told me. And then it becomes a point of saying, I'm telling you, and maybe I'm the only one who keeps it real with you. Do y'all see where this goes and how this kind of manages itself? Yeah, it's a difficult place to have that conversation. People show their love and respect by being honest and forthcoming. But most people challenge that. Most people challenge that. You have to be, listen, before you wring out a sponge, you have to be able to consume. You know what I'm saying? You got to be able to consume the information, digest it before you. It's such a big part of communication that people don't respect. It's so crazy. Digest the information before you say something else. Yeah, that's right, Charlena. Honestly, some people still don't receive it when you're gentle with your approach. I agree. What up, Dimple? It's because people are ready to respond before they're ready to consume and comprehend. Do you know you should just sit there? Listen, no conversation has to be quick. No conversation is on a timeline. You just got to say, you know what? Let me sit with that for a second. You say something to me that's supposed to be meaningful and it comes out of nowhere. Let me sit with that. That's exactly right, Keisha. He had been with other women who threw his pH off, and none of those other women has raised this issue with him. And instead of him accepting the fact that maybe, yeah, he was embarrassed. He was absolutely embarrassed. But again, you're butt naked and somebody's telling you something that, you should take heed to. I'm sorry. If the goal was for us to get it, to kick it, I'm gonna go take a shower real quick. I'm gonna try to scrub off whatever it is. I'm trying to get rid of whatever it is she thinks she feels or smells or whatever. I'm running it. What? Hold on one second. The minute she said it, I'm not even having the discussion. The minute she say to me, I think you off a little bit. What you talking about? Like, I can smell your. All right, give me a second. I'm super simple. I'm out. I'm in the shower. I said, hold, sit. Okay, you hold on right there. Matter of fact, higgle some stuff to play with. Turn it on a porno or something. Do something. Put it on something you can watch, and keep yourself entertained until I get back. I don't want to lose the momentum or the moment. That's it. That's the part that's where I say, you know what I'm saying? How do you tell them and what your intent is and what your goal is in talking to them? Nah, Pamela, listen, it's just as easy. Listen, it just curves the mood. If you want what you want, Pamela, while you there, of course you may have to start it back up, but you're with somebody you're attracted to. It only kills the mood if you decide to change you know what I'm saying? Come on, man. If you really want what you really want, you know what I'm saying? You need to stay focused through it all. I don't care. You can get up, go do some dishes and come back. And I'm you could be like, yo, I gotta go do the dishes. I'll be right back. I'll be like, cool. And I put on some TV that I want to watch or something or whatever. But yeah, you got to get things started back up. Don't get me wrong. Like you gonna come back in and start kissing again. You gonna start it over. But you know, think about it. They were naked. Most of the job is done now. The hard part is over. The hard part was getting us, you know, to be in this place. Now that we there, you just get back under the covers. You know what I'm saying? If you're attracted to them, the closer you get, you know, the more things turn up. You start kissing. You know what I'm saying? And then there you go. Yeah, Keisha. No, so Keisha said if his pH balance is off, then I'm good. No, two things need to happen, right? One is definitely physically get in the shower, clean yourself. Secondly, strap up. Because if you don't know what's going on with your body, then you absolutely have to protect the person that you're with as well as yourself. But how do you tell somebody that? Do y'all remember the story I told y'all about when I dropped my then girlfriend off at college? Do y'all remember that? And I talked about I talked about the songs that I wrote as a result of it and the near death experience over in Barbados. Everything about that was how she told me. I don't know if I was prepared to hear it the way that she said it. You know, hey babe, I think I want you to, you know, I want you to start wearing condoms because, you know, because I'm in school and I can't promise you that I'm not going to kick it and have fun. This is college. I want to experience the fullness of college. And even though I think that was the right way to say it, I had never had nobody talk to me like that. Very real conversation. You know what I mean? So, I mean, that sounds great, Holly. Holly said you should be strapping up anyway, especially if you aren't in a relationship. That sounds great. That sounds great. Said no man ever. Anyway, yeah, here's the challenge. I don't know how long she thought about it because she could have told me that before we got on the road. You know what I'm saying? She could have, I started crying. What do you mean? How do I react? I started crying. I wasn't bawling out yet. Like when she said it, remember, so based off of how y'all have seen me, what up, Kel? Based off of how y'all see me communicate and whatnot, you know, one of my communication attributes is that I'll listen. You know what I'm saying? My first thing is to hear what you said and then consume it. But in the consumption of what she said, it didn't stay here. It went here. Like most things somebody says to me, I can keep here. I can work with it there so I can sort through it. But what she said happened here and it was like, ooh, and then everything went down here. And I was like, I didn't want to, she was sitting in the car next, you know, right here next to me. And out of this side of my eye, a tear started to come down. You know, about 9 months at the time, Shatovia, but we were together every single day. And the way that she got me. So here's the backstory on why it was why everything meant what it meant. I went out one night in Atlanta. I went out to a place called Flavors. some Memorial Drive here in Atlanta. I just was randomly going there only because I knew the owner and they didn't mind me coming and going how I pleased, so I could pop in and pop out whenever I wanted to. So I pulled up. On my way walking into the club, she was coming out. So I'm still in the parking lot walking up. She's a little bit into the parking lot, and I see her, and I was like, she is gorgeous. And I'm not somebody who, sometimes I'll wait to see if I see somebody a second time and then I'll speak to them, but I didn't want to wait. So I went over and hollered at her, whatever, exchanged numbers, and then I ended up not even going in the club. Like I was like, why do I want to go in the club? I just met the woman in my dreams. What's the point of that? So much so that we talked that night, you know what I'm saying? It was really cool and whatever. And she was like, it was like December 20th, 21st, something like that. No. That I think that Keisha said, have I gotten over her? I think that a person that has that kind of impact on you always carries a space. You know what I mean? So completely getting over people that have really permeated your heart and your soul, I don't think that's, I don't think you do that. So I was leaving the next day to go to Europe. You know what I mean? I had to go to work over in Europe for 2 days, and then I had to come back to Atlanta for 1 day. Then I had to go to Michigan for 2 days, and then I had to go to New York. I had to go to LA for 5 days, I think, until New Year's. For 7 days, for a week. I was in LA for a week mixing the record, and then I flew to New York. I've seen her. Yeah, I've seen her since then. When I was out in LA, I saw her. It's been, she got a family and all that. I wasn't trying to mess that up. So when I right before I left to go to London, I was like, I told her, I was like, yo, I got to go overseas for a couple of days. I'll be back. And I know she thought I was BSing. You know what I mean? Married, 2 kids, all that. She thought I was BSing. You know what I'm saying? And so when I got over there, I called her from Europe. So the phone, the way it rang with the that kind of thing and all that, she was like, oh, you really are? I was like, yeah, why would I lie? So when I came back, when I was coming back from the break, she was going back to school. She had to go back to Howard. So I didn't get to see her when I came back. I came back on like the 2nd of January, which was cool anyway, because like if y'all remember the part of the story, I was already on my way out of the relationship I was in at the time. So when I went to see her, I was moments away from breaking up with the girl that I was with. Like I had already checked out, you know what I'm saying? But it hadn't been official yet. You know what I'm saying? It was going to be official, but it wasn't official just yet. So what ended up happening was I went to Europe, and the day that I came back was the day before. I went on the 22nd, 23rd, traveled on New Year's Eve back to Atlanta because I didn't want to stay over there for New Year's, or for Christmas. I came back on Christmas Eve. I get back and I come home. And now when I come home, I told y'all, so part of this story is the girl I was dating at the time, about a month and a half prior to that, was just being, just her energy was way off. She said something to me like, the kiss of death conversation that you could say to any man is, why don't you do what you used to do, da 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 da. But I explained to y'all even beforehand, when we talked about this, that she changed the schedule, I didn't. So I was like, I don't know what you're talking about, but we were going downhill from that point. So when I get my financial advisor picked me up from the airport. I'm like, yo, I need to buy her something for Christmas. He takes me to the mall. I buy her this really dope watch or whatever. And then when we get to get back to my place, I put the watch in her car because she was dropping me off at the airport. So it would allude to it would look like I didn't get her anything for Christmas, although I did. You know what I'm saying? So I go inside kind of empty-handed or whatever, and I'm really just there to swap out clothes and head right back to the airport. I maybe had like an hour, 2 hours. I had to go over some financial documents with my financial advisor and write some checks or whatever, and then swap out a couple clothes because I was going to be gone now for like 10 days. I was between Michigan, Cali, and New York. So swap out clothes, and she's got an attitude while my financial advisor's there. Like she's on one. And I'm like, first off, I have a rule. If you have an issue or concern, we're not going to discuss it in front of anyone who has nothing to do with the issue or concern. I don't care if we're inside, outside, wherever. We're not going to do that. You know what I'm saying? We're not going to have a conversation of attitude issues. If we're celebrating, I mean, celebrate wherever we want to. But if it's something, else, we're not going to do that in front of people. And so she started cutting up a little bit or whatever, to the point where my financial advisor was like, yo, I'm gonna get out of here. It was one of those, you know what I'm saying? He was like, I gotta go. And I at that point, I'm kind of off a little bit, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm kind of like, come on, man, you know the rules. Like, this is not what we do, and this is not how I get down, and you know what I'm saying? And that's how people will remain respectful toward me, you know what I'm saying, versus, you know what I'm saying? So anyway, now she's giving me the Christmas, he leaves, she's giving me the Christmas gifts and stuff, and I'm like, oh, these are cool. Nothing really extraordinary, which I don't really trip on nothing like that. It's the thought that counts. The fact that you thought of me enough. It's like shirts and sweaters and shit. And I'm like, whatever. So she was like mad that she didn't see a gift or whatever. And I didn't, I'm good at keeping the secret. If y'all don't understand that about me, I'm good at keeping things pretty chill. I see you, Carter. I don't have to say a whole lot. So I'm like, okay, let's go, to the airport. I'm kind of dejected a little bit, but I'm really mad. I'm embarrassed. I'm mad. There was a whole lot of stuff that went on with that. And so we get in the car, and I'm allowing her to drive because I was like, I had an attitude, and I'm like, you go ahead and drive. So she gets behind the wheel, and before she could put it in drive, that's where the watch was at. She sees the watch. Oh my God. She starts losing her stuff and going crazy. If y'all don't know anything about a Taurus, let me tell you about a Taurus. Tauruses are hard to move. Yolanda, look at Yolanda. What's your zodiac? Yeah, I'm a Taurus Gemini. I'm on the cusp. But a Taurus is very hard. If you push me and I'm at that place, you can't be the one to unget me from that place. That's a talent most people don't have, is to redirect the charging bull, so to speak. You know what I'm saying? It's so hard to redirect a Taurus from the position they're going through, especially if you're the person who put me in that position. So here she is in the car trying to talk to me and all that. And I am so not happy right now. I'm like, let's just get me to the airport, man. I'm gonna go ahead and get out of here. I'll sit at the airport an additional 30 minutes to an hour before my flight. I ain't tripping. Yeah, I don't know about the boring part, you know what I'm saying? So Nikki, maybe it's that, maybe the my boring or whatever, the part of me that's supposed to be boring is offset by the fact that I'm also on the cusp of a Gemini. So I'm far from boring. What up, Paris? So we get to the airport, and she trying to kiss and hug me and all that, and I'm like, yo, y'all don't understand. If y'all don't understand, the best thing you could do is apologize and back up off me. You know what I'm saying? Just apologize and just kind of let's see what happens. So, I got on the flight disgruntled or whatever, and I get to Michigan. I'm at my homeboy's crib or whatever for the holidays, and she calls me on Christmas morning, arguing. Why you didn't hug me? I said, did you call me on Christmas morning to argue with me? I'm like, you must be out of your mind. You know me. I don't do all this. You know what I'm saying? So how are you arguing with me on Christmas? So, of course, hold on one second, please. So I'm really over it now, right? Next thing, I'm like, listen, this, whatever. So I'm like, I don't talk to her the rest of Christmas. I travel to LA. I get to LA, we're not speaking or whatever. And like I told y'all, we was already on the downhill since like August or whatever. Excuse me. We're not talking or whatever. And then finally the night, so mind y'all, we were already downhill from August. And then here, when she wants to argue, I had just met this girl, you know what I mean, who had, I don't know if the word is transferred my feelings and all that kind of stuff. It just made me feel differently. Like it was like I was like, she was like a breath of fresh air. Maybe that's the best way to say it. Cause before I left to go for London, that's when I met her. And then when I got back, that's when all the other drama was it was like it was kind of tying up the loose ends, us breaking up or whatever. So that happens. I get to LA, and the whole time I'm in LA, I'm really into my work. Remember, this is the girl that was the organ procurer. I talked to y'all about her. Like, she was an organ procurer. She would hear conversations about death every single day. Like, her job was to go get organs from somebody who had passed away every single day. And that was already draining on me. Y'all see how I am. I'm so upbeat, man. I can listen. I'm strong mentally, physically, spiritually, and whatnot. I can carry a lot of stuff, but man, I don't know if I could carry death every single day. You know what I'm saying? Like, and that was kind of one of the things, like, before I met her, she wasn't an organ procurer. She's just a regular nurse. And I can manage nurses. You know what I'm saying? What I mean by that is, it's easy for me to show some appreciation that she may not get on the job. You know what I'm saying? Like, nurses do so much for so many other people that they need people who are going to sow into them to keep them up. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'd be like, who's refueling the nurses? You know what I'm saying? Like, these nurses go and they care after our parents and our relatives and friends, you know what I'm saying? And no, you know what I'm saying? And they're the last people we should be pissing off or treating awkwardly or whatever. So I felt like, you know what? I'm good at that. I'm good at taking care of people. You know what I'm saying? I can manage to make you smile and to make you forget about all that and let you leave it at the door, you know what I'm saying, when you come in. I'd have a bubble bath ready. I'd have dinner waiting. I'd have plans. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's the stuff that, listen, you get off work, don't even think. Just relax. I'm great at massaging. You know what I'm saying? I'm great at, conversing. So I'm like, I'm pretty good at some things that know how to nurture a person's mind and their body and their spirit, and keep their spirits up and whatnot. So in doing that, I could do that when it was just nurse stuff. When it became finding out, like, she wanted to talk about how stuff happened, I was like, I can't do that. Like, at first I thought I could handle it. I thought I could handle somebody saying to me, yeah, this guy was, lifting weights and he busted a blood vessel in his head and all this other stuff. She was telling me, like, random occurrences of, of course I took into consideration that some of these people may have had unhealthy lifestyles and stuff like that. But I was like, it's just hard to hear that stuff on a regular basis. And I thought I could manage it, and I could for the most part. But then you couple that with not being able to be the person that you were when you first started the relationship. Like, I couldn't be who I was because she would have to leave leave abruptly. Even if we had plans, it was more important that she say, do something that may save somebody else's life. So that became a hassle. Anyway, before I went to London, met old girl or whatever, and then I called her while I was over there, and then she and I kept in contact when I was in LA because, the girl I was breaking up with, it wasn't nothing to talk about. So the nail in the coffin was on New Year's. Now, I don't care where you are and who you with. On New Year's at 12 o'clock, you're either on the phone or you're with the person that you want to bring in the next year with. Every time zone. Remember, it was New Year's first, on the East Coast, and how it goes over. So I was the last one. She had 3 opportunities to call me and wish me a happy New Year, and I didn't hear from her at all. Not saying that would have fixed anything, but I understood the assignment. I understand that was the nail in the coffin. What's up, Peach? I understood that was the nail in the coffin. So, I left there and I flew to New York, and while in New York, I was just hanging out, and I think one of my friends from college came up. I hadn't seen her in a while, and she was always great energy and a good time. And she came and stayed with me. And then when I came back to Atlanta, I was like, yo, don't come pick me up. I'll have my financial advisor bring me to the house. Because we got to finish up more business, because the back end check for the work that I was doing would have been there. So when I got back, I told her to come to the house so she can give me my keys. I was like, listen, I'm gonna need my keys back to the apartment. I said, I think you're a sweet girl, you know, and everything, but for what this was supposed to be, it's not turning out to be like that. And I'm okay with that. And I think you know that too, you know what I'm saying? Um, because I wasn't the one who was moving around, you know what I'm saying, that way. So broke up, spent the next few months just hanging out, working, and Shorty would call me a little bit every now and again from Howard or whatever. So we kind of lost touch because, you know, life was life, and you know what I mean? I was kicking it, I was working, you know what I mean? I had a lot of money, I was like doing my thing. And then finally I go to a JT Money concert. It's weird how stuff happens. So I go to a JT Money concert, and I forget who else was on the show with him or whatever, but when I came out, everybody was like, it was at the Tabernacle. And everybody came out and they was just chilling and stuff, whatever. And I look over to my right and I see her. And I was like, yo, what's up? When did you get back? You know what I'm saying? And she was like, I've been back for a couple of days. I just really got back. You know what I'm saying? I was trying to get settled in before I called or whatever. I was like, no, it's all good. You know what I'm saying? And I was fly that night. You know what I'm saying? It was a great time to run into me by accident. You know what I'm saying? And I hit her. I was like, yo, when do you, no, I don't want no makeup, Shay. I was like, when, that's funny. I was like, when can I see you? And she was like, well, you know, call tomorrow or whatever. So I called her the next day, and I went to go see her. Now, from where I was staying, I was like in Gwinnett, and she was in like off of Memorial Drive that way. And so I went over there, and I can just I'm smiling because I remember it. There were some dope memories. So I went over there, and my alternator went out on my car. Like, listen, I'm gonna tell y'all something, man. The dopest thing about relationships is the experiences, especially the unplanned experiences y'all have, especially the ones that challenge you, right? So I pull up, and my car stops working, and I don't even go in. Like, I just pull up, and I realize my car wouldn't cooperate, and so I start working on my car before I go in to see her. And she looks out, she's like, oh, hey, you're here, da da da. And yeah, she comes out, and while I'm fixing the car, something happens where I cut my hand. Now, I'm gonna tell y'all, this was probably the part that put it all over the top for me. And this is for anybody who has a person in their life who is a giver. Let me just tell you how you handle somebody like that. I cut my hand, and it was bleeding. Like, I cut it pretty bad. Not to the point where I had to go to the hospital, but it was, you know what I mean, open wound. And she's like, come here. She takes me by the arm, like by the hand, and guides me into the house, takes me downstairs to the to wash it off. She literally washes my hand off and all that kind of stuff and wraps my hand up. It was just the most, I was like, yo, I don't have people who take care of me like that. You know what I mean? I don't have anybody who takes care of me like that. I've never had that. Like, literally, you know what I'm saying? Like, ladies, I'm telling y'all right now, the way, yes, that nurturing energy. It made me think of my mom, you know what I'm saying, and how she would take care of things or whatnot. And when she did it, I was just blown away. Y'all don't understand. If I could have shown the smile, it was from the inside so big it made no sense. Cause I was like, yo, this is right. She had the softest hands. Everything was like super, super dope. And you know, we got the car fixed or whatever, and I got the little bandage, like she wrapped my hand up really nice and all that kind of stuff. And, you know, and then we hung out for a little bit. And in hanging out with her, everything about her was gentle. Everything. When I say everything, from the way she spoke, from the way she touched me, from her kisses, everything. You know what I mean? And if I had advice for somebody, I say that's how you should care. When you care about somebody, it should be gentle. There shouldn't be when people say, you know, I am who I am. No, don't be who you are if you know you're not gentle. If you're not a gentle, caring spirit, don't be that around me. Fake it till you make it. I think she was D. I think her sign was a Cancer or whatnot. I can't remember at this point, but that was it for me. And I mean, you can see that already, Nikki. That was it for me. And then the first time, we never had sex. I'm gonna tell y'all from day one, we were making love. There was no sex involved. Like from the first time, it was so, everything about it was just everything. You know what I'm saying? And the best part about it was it wasn't one sided. You know what I mean? Um, that part of it was amazing. You know what I'm saying? That part was super duper crazy. As it should have been though, right? You know what I'm saying? When you have a kindred spirit, and you know, it's not that I miss her. It's the qualities about her that are challenging to find in people genuinely. You know what I'm saying? And there's a conversation that people have when they tell you that there are people that come into your life and raise the bar. Now, what you have to have is the discernment to understand that everybody won't meet that level of care and concern. We would hope that they do, but people come into your life and they have ulterior motives as you continue to date, as you continue to meet people and whatnot. And part of it is, you know, we probably carry forward some of those things, you know what I'm saying, that we want in other people that don't, that we have to resign to say certain things are rock star qualities. And everybody's not a rock star. You know what I'm saying? And even that goes into the conversation of how do you tell them you know, that you need some of those things that were in a previous relationship. And some people, the tragedy is some people aren't qualified to even do those things. You know what I mean? Yeah, I've been with a Scorpio before. Y'all just super freaky. And then when and when y'all get taken care of the right way, y'all are clingy as I don't know what. Anyway, I don't think she was my real first love, but I can tell you it was the most amazing love at that time that I had experienced. You know what I'm saying? That was the most ginormous of an open heart. You know what I'm saying? When I tell you every time we were together, it was amazing. Then, you know, then like I said, it felt like if you call it a summer fling in that regard, like that whole summer was off the chain. I felt my best, you know what I'm saying? And then, you know, and then we had that conversation, and it goes back to like we were talking about, the subject is how do you tell them, you know what I'm saying? So how do you say something to somebody that you know is going to challenge and hurt them? You know what I'm saying? And I can only imagine what she had been going through, the torment that she had been going through, having to say this to me, knowing how it would affect me. You know, I'm very readable. You know what I'm saying? I'm not really complicated. I'm very readable. I try to be very honest and just kind of, you know, here I am. You know what I'm saying? I try to be honest. That way you can manage how you communicate with me. You know what I mean? She said, I encouraged the guy to freshen his breath by telling him I love kissing him, but to be, no. I think that's a perfect way to listen. If you got to communicate something that has a strong message to it, it is not beating around the bush for you to manage the person's emotions before you challenge them to use those emotions for whatever situation you're about to put on the table. You know what I mean? Manage to have a conversation that's going to lift them up or hold them securely in a place that you know that they can manage the information that you're giving to them correctly. Y'all know, remember I told y'all the story about old girl who breath was out. I just endured it because I didn't know at the time. I didn't have the skill level to tell her like, yo, I'm making mad sacrifices trying to kiss you right now because I love your lips, but I hate your breath. Now, I would never say that to anybody, but that's how I felt. And I've been known to take one for the team. You know what I'm saying? Again, I keep my eye on the prize in those situations. I didn't say anything. I regret it now. I wish I had told her. So, you know what I mean? But it wasn't like that. Like it wasn't that serious. It wasn't like she was my girl or nothing like that. But if it was my girl, I kind of be like, yo, let's figure something out. You know, do you? I make jokes. Like that would probably be for me. That's how I tell people. I tell people in joke form. I'm sorry. I make jokes. It's easier for me to make you laugh first before I say something that could possibly make you cry. I'm just saying. What's up, baby? Um, I would rather make you crack up thinking about whatever it is, but I'd be dead ass serious about making the adjustment. I'd be dead serious about let's listen. I know I'm playing, but I'm serious playing. You know what I'm saying? And then there, as far as hygiene goes, they're just, they're easy things to do. Some people suggested some things. Now, again, y'all got to know the difference between BO and oral hygiene, right? Your body has a distinct, for lack of another term, odor. You know what I'm saying? We all come prepackaged with it. Some people's is very mute until they do something really strenuous, exercise or whatever, and then and then whatever's in them comes out. For those of you who don't drink the apple cider vinegar drink and y'all have them all that built up inside of you, you probably have a really strong and strange body odor or whatnot, and masking it with a lot of perfume, cologne or whatever is not the answer. I'm just saying. The answer what up, Chrissy? The answer resides in you managing your insides first. So as much as people make jokes about it, eating fruit, pineapples, kiwi, different fruits like those help your body odor. But what helps out a whole lot more is probiotics like yogurts and things like that. They give you they help out. You know what I'm saying? Ladies, y'all probably have dated a dude before who is a person who spent time in the gym, but he's also one of those people who eats the strange foods, like they do the seaweed shots and they do all the other stuff. And then when y'all go to, you go to express your care and concern for him when you are, as Usher says, when you were a good kisser, you probably realize like, yo, whatever's inside of you is not it. You know what I'm saying? I think one of the dopest compliments I might have got that when it comes to something like that was that, I overall I taste good, if that's the best way I can say it. Is that I was told that I taste good. And I think that's important. You know what I'm saying? Yep. Detox and eat healthy and drink lots of water. Those are some of the keys. But also, like I said, when your body is digesting foods and things that smell and taste great already, your pores and your body will what up, business? Will celebrate that. You know what I'm saying? Your body will celebrate it. You got to do, those things for you, but it's different. If you are a smelly person and it's, you know what I'm saying? There's a difference between BO and, the other stuff. So caring for the way you smell from the inside out is hella important, more so important than what you can do for yourself externally. You know what I mean? So So that's one of those things, you know what I'm saying? In conversation, I'd rather make a joke about it first and then go from there. Of course, I don't know about y'all, but I grew up with some of the best roasters ever. So when we was coming up, man, we roast you about, you know what I'm saying, about whatever. You know what I'm saying? Especially when you was like, you came from the hood and you didn't have all the resources to do stuff to take care of yourself physically and all that. Like, y'all don't understand. When you grow up in the ghetto, it is more challenging than you think. Like everybody, yeah, you can just take a shower and all that. Yeah, but sometimes you ain't got clean towels. Sometimes, you know what I'm saying, the house smells. You know what I'm saying? I can tell y'all right now, there is a smell. The ghetto has a smell. The ghetto has a smell. I don't know if y'all been to one lately, but the ghetto has a smell. You can go in any hood person's house and they all kind of smell the same. I'm sorry. I've been around a lot of hood niggas' cribs and, you know what I'm saying? Some people say it smell like their granny house. Well, granny got a smell to her house. You know what I'm saying? And y'all have smelled it before. You know what I'm saying? So just in communicating, right? How do you tell them? And we've been we've been just talking about, body odor and stuff like that, but how do you tell somebody, stuff that is going to hurt them and, challenge them? And it again, Uh, it's easier said than done for you to communicate with love, especially when you have to communicate to something. Sometimes some of y'all got to talk to people y'all don't even like, and y'all really take the gloves off for those conversations. And in my mind, I'm thinking for the people you don't like, those are probably the people who need the most gentle care and concern when you're communicating with them. You don't want to you don't want to be a part of that. Like you don't even want that on you, the fact that you might have nudged or pushed them into a position that's uncomfortable. Yeah, Tammy, that's one way to do it is just not talk to them or whatever so that you don't have to manage how you feel to do it. You know what I'm saying? But most of us don't have the courtesy, don't have the ability to not communicate with some of those people. You know what I mean? So uh if you're a faithful person, then you got to remember that people that you communicate with should see the God in you before they see you, especially the people that you don't like. You know what I mean? Um, you know, and there are some things that you have to manage, right? Like a lot of us want to be helpful, and sometimes, yeah, sometimes you do need to be quiet. Sometimes that you don't need to tell them nothing. I've been embarrassed a few times where I've lended a conversation or a voice or a what I thought would have been helpful from to somebody who was like, I don't need your help. My bad. That was how I learned to communicate a lot of these things is by extending myself and somebody telling me why that was not the right thing to do. They didn't say it in those words, but but for instance, I and then you have those moments of clarity. So like when I'm in the gym and I'm working out, and I guess it's just the person in me, the helpful person in me. I hate watching people do exercises wrong. I'm like, why? And the staff at these gyms don't manage those people well. You know what I mean? Um, but I had somebody tell me once, you know, if I remember correctly, they just kind of alluded to the fact that you don't even know what my goals are, and that shook me to the core because they were absolutely right. It's not about being their personal trainer. I think when you're in the gym, we are all each other's responsibility if you know better for the other person to do better. No. I didn't say sugarcoat. And it is being honest by telling the truth. Again, how you communicate that matters to the person you're communicating it to, and that was what it was. It's not about minding your business. You have an obligation as a human being. That the issues that we deal with in society now is because too many of us are minding our business. Period. Too many of us are minding our business. Now, again, yep, divinely, I like that. You must use discernment because there are times where you don't need to be involved. Period. And I don't. There are times where I've walked past several people and they're doing things wrong and whatnot, and I don't say a word. I feel bad, and I want to say something, and then I resign to, well, if the doggone people who work here ain't saying nothing, what am I supposed to say? You know what I'm saying? But what I notice is that people who really want again, if you really want what you want at the gym, you're open to advice from people that look the part. You know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, I can show you all these guns and you know what I'm saying? You see these flex and I kind of know what I'm doing. You know what I mean? And plus I've had some really great trainers and mentors and people who broke things down and helped me understand why I was doing certain things, and more of an education that a lot of the people in the gym don't have. So, what up, Paulette? So, when a person said to me, that statement, now I approach, if I approach it all, I say first, hey, I don't mean to interrupt, but what are you trying to do? Like, what are you working on? What is the goal? And then I just navigate it from there. You know what I'm saying? I'll say, okay, cool. Can I get you just to keep your elbows in a little bit, and then let's lighten the weight just a little bit, and then give me more reps so you can see exactly how it's supposed to be. You know what I mean? And they appreciate it. For people who want their yeah, I know, Ken Rock. For people, what up, Edward? I already said that too. It definitely will be. He said 2025 will be will be extremely great. So many amazing things are happening. Yep, indeed. I touch and agree on that. But no, again, it's how do you tell them? So she said, I would think you're flirting with me. I'm pretty, I'm pretty chill. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I mean? Like, I don't come off on the creep style. You know, that's not me. And why would I? You know what I'm saying? If y'all, so I'm in my mind, I'm like, maybe they're not paying attention to me when I'm on these lives or whatever. Yeah, I help everybody. Yeah, the other day, it was a kid who was doing, who looked like he was struggling to do his reps. I just walked over, was like, come on, man, we can get 4 more. Let's do it. Let's go. We can get 4 more. You know what I mean? We can get 5 more. I'm more of a, y'all know me from my lives. I'm more of an inspirational, motivational type of person. Because everybody needs it. What up, Roland? Everybody needs it. There's not a person that's in this live right now that doesn't need inspiration, that doesn't need some kind of motivation or direction. You know what I'm saying? And if you're too prideful to take it, that's one thing. But that doesn't mean that you don't need it. And hopefully, you know, I would hope that I'm surrounded by people who understand that we can all benefit. I have mentors too, man, and I'm open to a lot of feedback. Y'all don't understand. I didn't get good at what I do by just being good at what I do. I had people, man, y'all don't understand. Like my people don't play. My people was on me. And when I say I got the brutal end of most of the conversation. So it's not what's said to you, it's how you consume and regurgitate it. I see you, Shannon. Yep. It's about what you do with the information when you get it. If you're telling me something that's right, I'm with it, because we all want to we should all be, especially in the gym atmosphere, right? We should all be trying to improve. We should all be trying to get to the next level. And I'm not afraid to ask somebody who I see doing an exercise, hey man, what does that work on? What does that do? Okay, for that muscle right there. Okay, cool. Maybe that's dope. I might add that to my workout in the future. You know, I'm not afraid to ask questions. I don't believe there are any dumb questions. Yeah, they are. They aren't receptive to anything like you. But that's what we've come to now. You know what I'm saying? And I don't subscribe to that, because I guess I know a gentler place. You know what I'm saying? I guess I was real fortunate, you know. I was real fortunate to grow up around very loving people who community was a big deal. You know what I'm saying? You could get a spanking from anybody on the block. You can get redirected and corrected from anybody on the block. It's important. I got mentors now, you know what I'm saying? And some of them, you know, I got mentors in many, many different places and ways that help navigate things. I don't have to call on them all the time. Some of them I can just watch by their example. We don't know it all. I don't know it all. I'm not afraid to say that. You know what I'm saying? I'm learning every time, every day I'm learning. And then as we communicate, I learn even more. You know what I'm saying? So the reason why I like having these conversations is because speaking out loud for me, and this was the way that my brother and I used to work. My second to the oldest brother, Sterling, this is how we used to work. We would break down the recording studio and put it all back together. And the whole time we're just talking about the ins and outs of, you know, of cables and the direction of sound, and we did all this stuff. So when it came to being in the music industry, I was so well-rounded in the game that there was, what up, Sassy? There were several different directions. I had a whole lot of avenues open to me. Why? Because I'm the person who can sit there behind the machines and work them. I'm the person who can get behind that microphone and work it. I'm the person who can write that song. I'm the person, I had to learn all those things. And along the way, people who were better than me, maybe not as forthcoming or wanting to be out in the public that way, were people who were shy or whatnot, but were knowledgeable like nobody's business. Man, they sold into me in such a way that I was a sponge. I'm still a sponge, but I was a super sponge back then. Like I was like, I want to get better. I want to get better. My competition isn't around me. That's what I used to say. The people around me are not my competition. My competition, when I was in Michigan, I was like, my competition is them dudes in Atlanta, and is Dr. Dre. My competition is, you know, all these big name producers. You know what I'm saying? never look around you and feel like that's where you're supposed to be. That's where you are for the moment. And if you aspire to be greater than what you are, then you got to get to places where those people are and have been privy to conversations you've never heard before. They've been privy to experiences you never had before. That's the only way you're going to get it. That's why I share some of the stuff I go through. I don't share a terrible whole lot, you know what I'm saying? Because, you have a life that you have to live to experience certain things. And so you can build your stories, you know what I'm saying? So you can have your catalog of events to pull from that you can share with other people and inspire them to excel and be better and be stronger at whatever it is they do, But I said it. I don't know what I was thinking. I wrote it down somewhere. Okay. Oh, I can't even look on my phone. Maybe let me see if my notes synced up. If my notes synced up, let me see. They didn't. I'm gonna have to figure that out. I'm so mad. I wrote something in my notes today, but it was basically saying this. That I was okay. So ultimately, I am going to be rebranding my YouTube channel. And the reason being is because that's what's up. Yep. All right, yeah. That's what's up. Nah, man. Hammer was on Clubhouse and we got a chance to intersect with one another, man. And Hammer was somebody I thought was unique and the person that you go after in terms of, if you're gonna dance, you have to take all that experience. You got to take all that energy. You got to take all that caring and sharing that he represented, and that fearlessness, and then chase your dream, whatever it is. You know what I'm saying? He was one of the most inspirational people that we've had in our generation to watch is MC Hammer. But with that, I was like, you got to have your mentors to help you navigate where you're going. I had some really tough and rough people, but I was also surrounded by successful people. That's the other key, is surround yourself by successful people to help lift you up. But I was like, I got to redirect my YouTube page. And the reason being is because I've been blessed to do so many different things, and I don't want to have to choose to do just one. You know what? I had always been conflicted with that because it was always said, like, until Jamie Foxx came along, you really couldn't do all the things. You know what I'm saying? You couldn't be a comedian, a singer, a dancer, and you couldn't do all those things without coming off corny, or coming off perceived corny. The people would say Wayne Brady is corny, but Wayne is creatively at the top of the list. Like, he is bananas. And that's one of those things that, like I said, one of the greatest compliments I ever got from somebody professional was I wasn't afraid to be whack. And I'm not scared of anybody's perception of me. I'm not. That's what's up. Oh, that would have been lit, bro. Hammer's brother is on here, and he was saying that he was supposed to come out to one of Usher's shows. Do y'all know how ginormous that would have been? That would have been so huge, man. And an epic moment. But yeah, man. So when you speak with Charles said that on YouTube. Okay. When I think about my how I want to move forward, it's I don't want to. I've never really ever been in anybody's box. You know what I'm saying? I've never been creatively put in a box because I wanted to do so many different things. You know what I'm saying? And so that got kind of shielded before. Like, when I talk to y'all and I tell y'all I've done comedy before, like on stage in front of thousands of people, like I've done comedy before. I've acted before. I've been on stage plays before. I've danced on tour before, like several shows in front of, like at Disneyland and a whole bunch of. So I've never been in the box, and I've never felt completely free to do all the things I wanted to do. I had somebody say that to me once, like, man, you do so much stuff and da da da. I'll be like, I can't help it. And all this time, you know what it's like to feel like you, like, I feel like I promise you, I had this conversation earlier. I just felt like I had been dimming my light for so long. I felt like I felt like, and I can tell you, shout out to everybody that's on TikTok right now. Shout out to the Stacys, the Nurus, the Coutures, the Naturals, the Melissas, the Olivias, the Mrs. Chris's, the Jim Seekers, the everybody that shows up in these lives, the Marys, the Foxies, the even with her going off. Everybody who shows up in these lives, man, the way that y'all have put y'all hand on my back and kind of push me to do things, you know what I'm saying, and release music, you know what I'm saying? Tammy, like I can name off so Sassy, I can name off so Olivia, I can name off so many people who you guys have had your hand on my back and kind of allowed me to be myself first and foremost, but push me into, you know, letting my light shine at a time when I was like, I show up in a giving capacity. You know, when I got online and health and wellness conversation came up with the apple cider vinegar drink, I was cool with that. You know what I mean? I was cool with that. Y'all know that. I very rarely, even when y'all wanted to talk about like stuff like that, I was like, oh, you know, I would shy away from it. Still, sometimes I get on here and I don't play my music or promote I don't know how to do those things without, you know what I mean? I feel awkward doing it. And my position is that I'm gonna have to do what I do so well that other people will do the things that I don't like doing for me. You know what I mean? So when I'm on here and I'm you know, communicating and talking and you know, we having a vibe or whatever, it's because I want to be so dope that somebody else says something special about me. Like I don't want to be, I don't, you know, the line from her old girl in the Boomerang always rings in my head. Before I can ever say something about myself, I'll be like, you shouldn't have to toot your own horn, Marcus. Oh man. And the crazy part, Stacey, is that I'm still in it. I haven't completely gotten out of it, but you guys are definitely turning the wheels on that. You know what I'm saying? But that's what I think about. I promise y'all don't even know how much in my head before I'm gonna say something about me, I think about that comment. She said, you shouldn't have to toot your own horn, Marcus. I should find that and sample it and put it somewhere. You know what I mean? So if I haven't said it, I want to say thank you to everybody that shows up in these lives on a regular basis, because you guys have allowed me the space to be foolish, to be reckless. You know what I'm saying? I'd always been kind of calculated and, you know what I'm saying, just kind of like, you know, chilling, definitely not doing all the stuff that I love. There's so much stuff that I love to do that I haven't been doing. You know, I thought about it today. I was out today doing some shopping, and that's all I could think about. I was like, yo, I want to take people shopping with me so they can see what I think about. You know what I mean? Today I found about 9 super dope pieces of clothing, and that's how I don't shop, y'all. The way that I go look for clothes, I look for pieces, right? I don't look for I don't find an outfit. You know what I mean? Like, oh, look at that set. I don't wear stuff like that. I go and I shop and I look for pieces that are gonna be a vibe. You know what I'm saying? So today, what up, Drake? Today was awesome. Today was awesome. I found some things for the video shoot. Of course, y'all know that was the main reason why I went shopping. I wanted to I'm preparing to shoot the video for Slipping, and I was gonna do it next weekend, but so much stuff is coming up. I got to do it soon. The video for Slipping probably Unplugged will probably come out before the video for Slipping is done. Excuse me. And here's the thing, and I'm you know, here's something that I'll give you guys the task of helping with. Unplug the song. You all have heard it many, many times. What do you think? What is a visual of to you? What does a visual of Unplug look like to you? You know what I mean? So I'm trying to remember. I know how dramatic the song is. So I know Nuru. I got so much going on though. Like I couldn't go if I was there for the drink, then I wasn't there for the shopping, because I have to get that stuff out of the way during the daytime because of traffic. If I get caught in the city, I'm gonna be down there till late at night, and then that throws off gym, that throws off going live, it throws off so many things. So I have to be very mindful of my schedule. But the song Unplugged. I'm sorting through concepts of how to visually represent that song. You know what I mean? I'm trying to figure that out. Yeah, I got to get some Olivia. I'm gonna have to get the pants that I got. I got two dope pair of pants today that have to be tailored. No, so listen, y'all. You guys have the email in the newsletter. You know what I'm saying? You can use the email. What up, Day Day? Y'all can use the email and give me your thoughts on what a video for Unplugged looks like. So I got some ideas myself already. I got some things I'm thinking. Yeah, it's deeper than that, Tammy, but yeah, that's the concept. How do you visually represent a man removing himself from a woman, you know, and you have to think about that from all kind of different plateaus. You know what I'm saying? Not the most obvious one, which I can't show. I can't show that in the video form. Yeah, natural. That's, you feel what I'm saying? Like I can't show that in a video form. You know, so it still has to be able to be seen. Okay. Be like featuring Icy Green on Pornhub. Like, yeah, no, we can't do that. My videos can't be debuting on that page, yo, on that website. That's where it would be at. Oh man. TikTokscrap@gmail.com. Anybody who doesn't have the email address, that's what it is. TikTok SKRAPP@gmail.com. What up, Black Beauty? I wish I could be strategic and figure out a way to do it where everybody could. I mean, I'm thinking about it. There are ways, but you know what I mean? I'm feeling your body shaking from all this good love making. Records tonight we're breaking. You wanna take it? You know what I mean? We got so much electricity between you and me. Like, I don't know. It might be a solo shot. No, I didn't read what you just wrote, Patricia. What'd you say? The end should be that she's on a computer talking with you and you unplug the computer. That's Patricia, that's very, very good. That was something we discussed earlier about unplugging, like the actual act of unplugging something. I was telling RJ, who's going to who pops in here every now and again. RJ's a cinematographer. I was saying to him, it needs to be something like maybe we're on FaceTime or something. Maybe we're, you know what I mean? I love that though. I love that even better. Like she's at a computer and she's on the other side of my transmission getting turned on, and you know what I'm saying? And I'm like, yo, your time is almost up type of thing. You know what I mean? Like I gotta go. You're on the clock, that kind of thing. You know what I mean? That could be crazy. Have like a countdown. You know what I mean? Yeah. Or I got it. I have the VR glasses. It's a VR thing where I got it. I got it. That's it. I think that's it. The VR glasses, like she puts on the glasses and there I am, you know what I'm saying? And uh yeah, I think that's it. The VR glasses. And yeah, she puts on the VR glasses and she comes where I'm at. You know what I mean? Like you know what I'm saying? Like before then, she's you know, maybe it's she's chilling in this fly ass apartment. Her boyfriend is there, right, or whatever, and he's like, "Yo, I'm gonna go out with the fellas, da 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 da," and she puts on these glasses so she could be, you know what I'm saying? Or maybe it's vice versa. Maybe I'm the one who's watching her and I gotta unplug. Like I gotta get out of here. You know what I'm saying? Like for the fear of getting caught or something. I don't know. I like the concept of that though. I like the VR glasses. I like the VR glasses. Conceptually, you know what I'm saying? I gotta hit RJ up and let him know, like, yo, this is where we at with it. And the only thing that I have to do after that point is set up a scene where, you know, set up the scene. Right. I gotta unplug. Yeah. So it's me trying to get out of there. You know what I'm saying? Now I'm swimming in the middle of your ocean. Yeah. I will figure. Once we throw it up against the wall a little bit more and beat it up, we'll figure it out. Um, no, natural. I think the VR glasses is it. She was saying the phone book conversation. I get it. I mean that would have been uh an element that would be cool, but the VR glasses, that's gonna be the one. For turn on the lights, that one I think is really mostly clips of events. You know what I'm saying? Um, yeah. You love Unplugged release date the day before Valentine's Day. Yeah. So I got my work cut out for me. So in the daytime, if and the reason why I've been scarcely on earlier is because of those reasons, like really trying to put everything together. So I might run that concept by Chat GPT as well. You know what I mean? Mm, yeah. I might run that by GPT just to kind of see what suggestions. I'm gonna give it all that stuff that we just discussed, like the VR glasses. Yeah, it would look real first. Yeah, yeah, you know what I'm saying, like that. Either that, Laura. So Laura said it would look real at first, and at the end you'll see that she had on. Either we can do a reveal. That's called a reveal, Laura, where the whole time you think you're in one atmosphere, but you're really in another, and you don't find out until the very end. Which I like that. There's an element to that could be dope too. Like she thinks it's so real, but when I unplug, she snaps out of it and she realizes she's had a VR glasses on the whole time type deal. Like that's the kind of thing you want. That's the reveal you would want to have, is something where even she didn't know what was going on, that she thought it was so real, and then until it wasn't. You know what I mean? Yeah, that kind of reveal can keep it interesting. Be like, the key is to get it to where you tell where the story opens up and you don't know that. So what the video would start out with her having the glasses on, and I appear within the framework of the glasses or whatnot, and begin the journey through the song, and then at the end, I just kind of glitch out, and she's like, "What happened? What happened?" And realizes like somebody, and that's when somebody has to say, "Oh, your time is up, ma'am. I'm sorry." You know what I'm saying? Something like that. Like that could be dope. Like it was all VR all the time. You had no idea. You know what I mean? Like she'd have to take the glasses off, like, or somebody else would take the glasses off of her. You know what? So you remember? Do y'all remember this series that used to come on? I want to say it used to come on Netflix, right? Was it called Black Mirror? Do y'all remember that? I think it was called Black Mirror, where it seemed like these things were happening in their dreams or whatever, but it was actually like reality type. It'd be something like that. Yeah. Yeah, because I have to be the one I initiate unplugging in the song and in there. So it would be me walking out of the frame or something like that, or me going missing, or it would show a glitch. So while she's watching me, at the very end of the song, you see me glitch out, like electronically just disappear out of the screen. And she's like, wait, what happened? What happened? You know what I'm saying? And then somebody else comes and says, "Ma'am, your time is up. You know what I mean? Did you enjoy your session?" You know what I'm saying? Something like that. Like she's in a place, like she didn't remember that she went to a place in order to, you know what I mean? If y'all ever seen Black Mirror, y'all know what I'm talking about. There's this crazy episode on there where they were living, like they thought they were living in this other reality. It was super crazy. I had to stop watching that show. That show was so trippy. Um Black Mirror. It was ridiculously trippy. But that kind of thing, y'all. Um, yeah, I think that's it. And I'm excuse me. I'd have to find a hotel that I would want to do. So the hotel would serve two purposes. One would be the performance part of it, where you know what I'm saying, where her dream of, you know what I mean, being with me is there, and then another space that's almost like a hospital room, so to speak, where she's actually laying in a bed or whatever. Maybe it's something like that. It could be really deep. Like it could be like her fantasy, and then I mean, I don't want to go deep like that, like she was paralyzed or something like that, and this is how she escaped. you know what I'm saying, was in this virtual world where she could move around and do all that kind of stuff. And when it's over with, they tell her session is over and they roll her out or whatever. I don't know if I want to go that deep. You know what I mean? That could be crazy. Then at the end, when they're rolling her out, I'm like one of the doctors who walks by, kind of winks at her and keeps it going. You know what I mean? That could be crazy. I don't know. Y'all got me. We all we dialed in right now, so I don't know. I like that though. I like both of those. We'll have to see. Yeah, something like that, Kim. Like KKM. Like she's getting something. She signed up for a program, had no idea what she was getting into, type deal. Yeah, spa session or something like that. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. No, Queen said she don't know about the last part. The last part was what I was saying was that her dream was to be with, to have this moment, but this is how she escaped the reality of her life. You know what I'm saying? That she had been in an accident, she was paralyzed, and she still wanted to feel like a woman. You know what I mean? One of those kind of things. I don't know. It would take a really dope actress to do that. You know what I'm saying? I'd have to find I know some too, but they would have to take a really dope actress to do that. And when they wheel her, when they're wheeling her out of the session, I'm one of the doctors that work at the place or one of the people, and I walk by her and she looking at me like, you know what I mean? Like maybe it wasn't a dream. You know what I'm saying? I don't know, man. Anyway, not everywhere she turns, just in that one instance. Like you don't want to overkill it. You know what I'm saying? You don't want to over. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like she was fantasizing about me, you know? Oh, stop it, Olivia. She said that's deep. You're about to make her cry. Stop it. No, no crying, no tears. This is all good stuff. I like the psychiatrist bit. I like the I'm the professional there. Not, you know what I'm saying? And that she was, you know what I mean? If we go super deep, but see, at this point it becomes point it becomes a mini movie. You know what I'm saying? Where it shows us together prior to that, like we was dating and that we was a thing. And this is the only way that that could be deep. That could be deep. Like we was together when she went through whatever she went through. You know what I'm saying? Like throughout the video, just instead of saying it just shows us all together and we're having an amazing time at dinner and me doing roses and all that kind of stuff on the floor and just being a romantic. And then and then every now and again it shows these instances of, you know what I'm saying, something going wrong or whatever, or whatever's the tragedy of why she's in the position that she's in, like glimpses of that, like a flicker. And then at the end, you know what I'm saying, I could be crazy. You know what I mean? That could be crazy. But that's it in a nutshell. So that was probably like, you know what I'm saying? That's what has been on my mind. Yeah. Yeah. Nah, man, I'm not watching no more of that Black Mirror stuff. Yeah. Yeah. So it's Rosebud said, I'm just thinking about how do you want to be dressed? So, of course, the doctor scenes, white robe and all that kind of stuff. But for the performance scene, it's the artist at that point. Like it's the artist. It's got to be sexy. Leather is always dope. You know what I'm saying? Black leather pants, black leather shirt type deal. You know what I'm saying? Or black on black has always worked for me. You know what I'm saying? As a color or whatnot. Yeah, we do. We are, Tammy. So we got to cut this loose in a minute. But that would be you know what I mean? That would be how I'd be dressed. It'd be black. Think Jodeci. Think that kind of thing, like black on black. You know what I'm saying? And there's power in that. There's seduction in that. There's, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, that would be the therapist look right there. You know what I'm saying? Stethoscope and all that kind of stuff. You know. So anyway, again, it's turned into a full-on production. So that's another conversation I'm gonna have to figure out, how we gonna sort it out, because everything has to fall in place. And I gotta see who would be the leading girl and make sure she could act. You know what I mean? And I know some great actresses. Like I've done a couple TV shows, I've done a movie, and I've trained with some here as well that are doing amazing things right now. So I just have to see. Absolutely. I'd be like, Tiffany, Tiffany Haddish, can I get you to be in my video? And this is what I'm doing. I just can't be all up on Tiffany like that. You know what I'm saying? Like, we're not doing that. She already funny and crazy, but I couldn't be up on, you know what I'm saying? But that's the thing, is to find, a great talented actress or actor, actress. They hate to be called actor. They hate to be called actresses. Every actor wants to just be called an actor. So that's why I recorrected myself just a minute ago. But find someone who could really portray being into this moment, you know what I'm saying? And then when it's all over with, be this, no, I don't know if I would have a celebrity do it, because again, we're talking about actors, like a celebrity actor. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Trying to think who though. Anyway, that's a conversation and a job for another time. But man, yeah, the concept sounds dope, right, Black Beauty? Like, I'm excited about it. Yeah, I'm leaving too right now, Divinely. It's time to play some music, I think. No. Nikki, I'm the artist, so I would play that part. You know what I'm saying? I wouldn't have Malcolm do anything, and he wouldn't be a part of this. You know what I'm saying? Like, I know him, but that ain't. You know what I'm saying? It's only gonna be a couple of us. Yeah. So for those of you on Instagram, usually about this time every night, I'm on TikTok already playing music and cracking jokes and and having a good time. So if you guys want to come over to TikTok, it's the same. Well, no, it's IC Green on TikTok, I.C.Green. But you can also find me on TikTok using the Live-Skrapp Reynolds that you have that you're logged on to right now. So I'm gonna jump off here. Yeah, we had the accents out last night, Heather. I don't know if you was in there, but no, Sherry. So here's something that I want y'all to remember. Sherry said I should write everything down on your thoughts that I have on my mind. Yes and no. What up, Crystal? Yeah, I'm about to switch over to TikTok, Crystal. Here's one thing that I've learned. Ideas that are dope are hard to forget. In my songwriting prowess, what one of the things that I stand on is, if I can't remember the line, why would you? So it's similar to this. If I can't remember the concept, then it may not be the best concept to have. If I can't remember it, what makes me think you're going to remember it and enjoy it? So that's how I approach my songwriting. If you don't remember the song, why in the hell? If I'm writing a lyric, and I can't even remember it, when it's groups of us writing and the person is like, "What did you just say?" I'll be like, "Don't worry about it. If you can't remember it, then the audience won't remember it." You know what I mean? So don't trip. That's for anybody who's doing anything dope, y'all. Just remember, the dope stuff will stay with you. You can't run from something that's dope. It stays on you. You know what I mean? That was me. That's how I got to understand, melodies and lyrics that are gonna work. Yep. That's how you hold on to them. So the greatest ideas are the ones that you'll remember. And if you'll remember it, it'll be easy for me to remember it. But if it's hard for you to remember, guess what? It's gonna be just as hard for me to remember it. So, and that's kind of what I tell songwriters. If you're writing something and you forget it, don't try to recall it unless it just comes back naturally, because good, dope lyrics do that. Songs and lyrics, melodies, things that are supposed to be where they're supposed to be will be where they're supposed to be. Oh, look who's back. The girl from yesterday is on here right now. She wants to battle. I'm not finna battle her yet. Pika, whatever, the one that wasn't around when we wanted to battle. I guess her little buddy's on her chat right now, because that's the only time she likes to battle is when Atu is there or whatever. I should have trolled her just then. Anyway, Instagram. I'm off here right quick. I'm gonna be on TikTok. You guys come find me there. I'm out. For all my people on YouTube, Twitch, or Facebook, I'm jumping off here right now. You guys can catch me on TikTok for the next hour. All right, later.